We've got some incredible content upcoming, but let me first tell you about the best stuff that we do. It's on redmenplus.com. If you upgrade, you get all of our stuff. If you like our videos, if you like our podcast, and you want one place to watch and consume it all, redmenplus.com is the place. Get yourself over there, show your support for me and the rest of the team, and we will hand loads and loads and loads of incredible content in return.
Hey everyone, welcome to the Redmen TV. Steve here. It's the fan reaction show after Liverpool drew 0-0 with Chelsea at Anfield. Errol was meant to be doing the show, which you might have seen on some of the social posts and graphics and stuff, but yeah, Errol was feeling a little bit under the weather, so started a little bit later, and I've subbed in. I've done the super sub role, and I'll be doing double duty. I'll be doing this, and I'll be doing the player ratings a little bit later on. So yeah, best wishes to Errol, who was feeling a little bit poorly. He's gone home, and I will continue getting your comments. So yeah, if you're watching this right away, you want to get involved, go over to the Twitter account. You can find the tweet at the end of the game. We'll read some of those out later. If you're a YouTube member, you can use the live chat function. If you're one of our Redmen Plus Club Legends, you guys can use the Club Legend Discord chat, the live show chat channel. Yeah, and Jake R's just on that. I might as well get straight into it. I'll bring up Jake's comments and we'll go from there. Jake said the positives are we kept a clean sheet. Gakpo wasn't afraid to shoot, and Bajcetic seems strong. I love Robbo. I'll move that up a little bit, Jock, so you can read them. There we go. Negative, Salah needs to find some form. The attack lacked chemistry, as could be expected. And the set-piece defending may be nervous. It feels like 2 points being lost at home against an out-of-form Chelsea side. The clean sheet is the only real positive. And even that's a low bar, isn't it, really? I thought Liverpool, it felt like they made a conscious decision that their aim was to defend better where they could, especially an open play. I don't think they got the set-piece defending particularly well, and they got lucky with a VAR decision and a good save from the goalkeeper. The centre-half, the new lad for Chelsea, could have done better. I thought in general play for they didn't really get much in terms of shots at Alisson. They had a few half chances, Chelsea. At times, Liverpool tried to stop counter-attacks where they could. If they couldn't, they foul people, which I'm absolutely fine with. But yeah, it felt like that may have come at a cost of the attacking play. Because yeah, there wasn't much at all in terms of attacking play either. Yeah, giving the ball away, poor passes. They do certain parts well. Final ball would be wrong, or the final shot would be wrong, or something didn't quite go right. Like they didn't have a major chance for Kepa to save it. And like I say, too many times this season Liverpool have played against what I think are poor goalkeepers and not tested them enough. And I felt like that was the same thing today. Moving over very quickly to the YouTube chat then, we've got FPL Skills, who said, once again, we offered very little in attack. And although we've been suspect defensively this season, our attack has not been the same. Although when Jota, Diaz and Bobby are back, we should be fine. And then Patrick underneath that goes positive, we didn't lose. The negative is we didn't win, keeping it very simple there, Patrick. It's one of those, really, mate, isn't it? I'll start with FPL Skills. We did offer little in attack. I think in general, Liverpool, the goals have been okay. We've scored enough goals. Recently, that hasn't been the case at all. The last few games, of course, they've been scraping by. I do think the injury situation has a part to play in that. Bedding in Cody Gakpo, who I don't think Jürgen was keen to play as much as he has done. We got Darwin back, one of the injuries today. We'll keep an eye out on the others, but they don't look like they're anytime soon. But it felt like, I think maybe they've thought we're not good enough to be able to attack and defend solidly at the same time, and they've gone back to, well, let's at least be potentially difficult to beat, and then we'll try and get something else out the game elsewhere. I thought we saw that against Wolves in the FA Cup, and I felt like we saw it today. Liverpool were like, we'll try and be tight, we'll try and be compact, we'll get forward as and when we can, but like the midfielders there was no one really busting a gut to go and join up with the front three. It was often one of the full backs and then the forward players. I felt like Liverpool were trying to get the balance of not being easy to play through or counter-attack on. And to be fair, I thought he just about did that. I think Chelsea really lacked quality as well. I think it was a poor game quality-wise from both teams. But I kind of get it. We didn't offer much in attack and there wasn't a lot going on. And when it did get up there, I think it was fair to say all three of them who started weren't brilliant in their attacking options. Nunes had a bit of a sniff at the end of the game, but not much elsewhere. So I'm with you. Hopefully it does get back as and when the injuries are going. AFC Max, one of the Arsenal fans who gets involved a lot. Well, thanks very much for your super chat, Max. Says, sending all the love from Sydney, Australia, from all Aussie Gooners. Unfortunately, but you'll bounce back. What's your opinion on Arsenal this season? I love your content. Thanks very much, Max. And yeah, Arsenal probably going to win the league as it stands. They look like the most consistent side. So yeah, Arsenal have been very, very good. We feel a little bit like a carbon copy, really, of a team. We're almost like a team who are scrapping for a European place, and Arsenal seem like they've got their heads screwed together. They're defensively solid and they're attacking really, really well. So thanks very much for getting involved, mate. And yeah, thanks for the love and support. Moving over to the Twitter account then, at Mark VZ. Says, I feel bad for our 8-year-old son who decided to start watching Liverpool with me this season. I keep telling him we used to be fun to watch. My 8-year-old also supports Liverpool, and yet he gets a bit bored watching this current red side. You're right, mate. The drop-off has certainly been... well, it's been drastic, really, hasn't it? And today was another example. It was a poor quality game. Ryan at the Main Relic says, Gomez and Canate feel so sketchy. I reserve judgment on Gakpo and Nunes until we get Jota, Diaz and a midfielder or two. But the bench was lacking for options. Got to tread water in the league and fight for fight for the Champions League or the Cup. I thought Gomez and Canate, set piece-wise, I would agree, wasn't good. I thought generally they did okay dealing with the Chelsea attack. They kept them, Havertz, other than the set piece, I have to carry this a big caveat, of course, but like Chelsea weren't really playing through Liverpool much or countering loads or getting involved. I thought that was okay, decent enough. On Gakpo, I kind of agree. He's feeding off scraps a little bit. He didn't really get what you call it. No one created anything major for him. He half made his own chance where he went and pressed the ball off the youngster Hall and then got his shot horribly wrong. And then he had a couple of other half bits on the turn and stuff, but not too much. And so I would agree with you on that one. Moving on, sticking with the Twitter then. Gangery, the nice name, says, it felt quite a flat, nervy performance. I thought Pacetic and Keita did okay, but we seemed to lose a bit of control when Naby came off and Elliott dropped into midfield. I was a bit disappointed not to see Gakpo on the left with Darwin Núñez through the middle. Yeah, did we lose control? Maybe, I don't know. Yeah, again, maybe he just doesn't trust Naby to be able to play the full game. I don't think Naby was that good either, to be honest with you. I thought he was all right. I think he was fine. Yeah. I thought, to be honest, I thought Gakpo might be moved to the left, and eventually we did put Núñez up front, but it was obviously when he brought Curtis Jones on and stuck him out on the left. So yeah, maybe they are just trying to take it easy with Gakpo and they don't want to do too much too soon or whatever, but I was the same. I thought maybe he would have went for that. Just offer a central bit of something creatively on the left-hand side, which Gakpo is meant to be more than Darwin's going to be. Darwin's going to be running in behind, causing, using his pace, using a bit of chaos. Gakpo's meant to be able to add a little bit more guile and creativity. So I'm with you. It was interesting that he didn't go for that one. But yeah, that was Jürgen's choice in the end. I've seen a lot of people having a little go at Mo Salah. We've got a chat here from Disabled Dave, who says, we need to play Doak and prove to Salah that his place isn't guaranteed despite the new contract. He looks past his sell-by date at the minute. Darwin back from injury and Gakpo struggling with the pace of the Prem. If we had Diaz and Bobby fit, it'd be a different story. I think, I agree Salah's not at his best, but I think the aforementioned issues are also impacting his game as well. When we've seen Mo Salah at his flying best, it's linking up with a centre forward, whether it be Firmino, whether it be Sadio Mane. So I think that might be having a little part to play on it. But I think it's fair to say, post-World Cup especially, I don't think we've seen anything near the best of Mohamed Salah. I mean, leaving him on the bench to play Ben Doak is a big call, really, isn't it? I can't see Ben Doak wasn't even on the bench himself today, but I do think Liverpool could do with Mo Salah stepping it up a little bit again. We can't just keep relying on the fella time and time again. Other people have got to step up, and I do think the other issues are caused, or it's a bit of cause and effect. But I think it's fair to say he's feeding off scraps a little bit, and today didn't really have that one chance where I think he might have been offside when he killed it over the bar, but you would usually expect better. And Unicronic was the same. He says Salah's been absolutely crap since he signed his new contract, but on the flip side, at least we didn't get torn apart every 60 seconds like we did in recent matches, but we still haven't created a single good chance either. And I agree on, that's what I was saying before, mate. It does feel like the balance was tipped too far the other way, where we thought, right, we're going to attack, and we were getting exposed, and now they've decided to try and balance it, but maybe they are just a little bit too defensive. I'd agree with that. I mean, it does feel like that's the kind of place we're in. Heading back over to the Discord chat, to the Discord channel then. ODV Metalhead, frustrating results, some small half chances during the first and second halves. Some positives and negatives to take away. Hopefully better against Brighton. Come on, you Reds. In the cup next week, you're saying, yeah, right. Again, I think the positives, there are a few. I think Pacetic might be one. He had a good first half, especially on the yellow card the whole time. I thought the centre-halves did okay. Like I say, generally, I thought Milner defended pretty well. Took his yellow card when he had to as well. So yeah, defensively, I thought we was okay. But creatively, the use of the ball was poor. I thought Thiago gave it away far too often. It didn't really stick when it went up front. It was just a bit lacklustre, so I'm with you. Lewis, and again, Discord, not the result we wanted, but a much better performance than in recent weeks. Felt like it's something to build upon. Robbo was brilliant today, by the way. And it was better than Brighton. It would have been hard to be worse. It would have been hard to be worse because that was the shambles of all shambles performances. I think defensively, I'd agree it was better. From an attacking point of view, I would suggest it was very much the same. I didn't see that. The final ball was poor. Like I say, got the wrong option, wrong shot. So I agree defensively. We're harder to play against. I think that's fair to say. Listen, it might be that Chelsea are crap as well. We made a half of Wolves and hard to Chelsea, but they're not exactly two juggernauts in terms of attacks, are they? And again, if not for a VAR decision, that was relatively close. It could have been different. Stacey, I'm glad we kept the clean sheet, but not the result we wanted. It could have been worse. The clean, again, 2 clean sheets in a row isn't something to be sniffed at for a team that was shipping tons and tons and tons of chances. Like I say, I thought Gomez, again, was defensively pretty good for the most part. But yeah, the result, like I say, Liverpool really wanted to win that. Really wanted to win that one. It isn't a good result against the poor Chelsea side. Draws against Chelsea in the past have been okay. You'd accept it. It's a different Chelsea. I mean, it's also a different Liverpool. So that's kind of where we are right now. Stephen Coyler, no composure in the final third of the game, but at least another clean sheet, he said on the Twitter. And the composure thing, I agree. There was a couple of chances or a couple of things where Liverpool really rushed their decision. I think maybe as a forward, if you're not quite getting loads and loads, the ones you do get, you snatch at and you're not quite relaxed and calm. But you're right, a lack of composure. So there was Salah's layoff on the edge of the box towards Naby, that was poor. Robbo had one to Thiago, that was poor. Thiago had a couple himself. We had obviously Trent's snapshot, which was poor technique. Salah's shot, Gakpo had a shot. I think a lack of composure is actually a very good point, Stephen. At times it did feel like they were snatching at things. I do wonder a bit of lack of confidence. A little bit of, like I say, we're not getting many of these, so we've got to, just be a bit nervous when you're not relaxed when the ball falls. You're feeling a bit tight. Yeah, I agree. There was a bit of a lack of composure in the final third. Antonio, Thiago being so nonchalant in our defensive third of the pitch is going to shave years off my life expectancy. One of our club legends. Yeah, like when he gets away with it and it works, I think Thiago's playing off in the back of the end. There was a couple today where I think he felt like he was still playing for Bayern Munich or maybe for Barcelona or something, and then he forgot that he's playing for 9th place Liverpool in the league because he was playing these nice reverse, no-look passes and nobody was even near where he was looking. Probably should have played a look pass. A couple of times he really, in the end it didn't hurt us too much. There was one where he bounced this straight off Kai Havertz's head, but thankfully the ricochet fell, I think, to Trent. I don't think Thiago had his best game today, if truth be told. He wasn't the worst of everything, but he wasn't at his usual high standard because, it was a little bit nonchalant. Right then, heading over to the YouTube comments. Thanks very much for the super chat from It's Crossbow 179, one of our regular, what's the word? Super chatters. My hope and belief for top 4 is slowly slipping away. Yeah, I think, I think it does feel that way. Liverpool are going to have to go on a run that they just don't look like they've been capable of doing for a long time. Now they are going to have to need favours from elsewhere. And with you, it does. That was a big. I think you needed that one. It's going to be hard. It's not gone, of course. It's not gone. We've seen Liverpool come back and scrape top 4 challenges before, but that team I always felt more capable. If everyone was fit and firing, maybe, but we're still a while away from Jota, from Diaz, from Firmino potentially. Van Dijk's still a while away. They're looking at maybe Real Madrid in what, 3 or 4 weeks' time. Look at my dates now, 4 weeks' time, 3-4 weeks' time. So yeah, there's some big games coming that Liverpool need to win, and with every non-3 point, that aim of getting towards that 76, 78, whatever you're going to need range, it is starting to look further and further away, and I'm kind of with you. It is feeling like that's going to be a tough one. Patrick said Thiago and Bajcetic looked class in the midfield. Miles better than Fabinho and Henderson, but Mo's lost his scoring boots. I thought the balance of the midfield was better, and they won tackles. And if they didn't win a tackle, they fouled someone. I think I'd actually had Naby into that a little bit as well. So it did. We weren't just getting played through the middle. Chelsea had a double pivot and a one in front. So in the first half, Conor Gallagher was playing 10, and they had the young lad Hall next to Jorginho. When they made the sub, they obviously changed that around a little bit. Conor Gallagher came a little bit deeper, and they moved things around. I think they ended up a little bit of Mason Mount and a couple of other lads in and around the number 10 position. But you're right. I thought defensively it was a bit more solid, but you would like a little bit more going forwards, perhaps. Apologies, I've got your name wrong. Al-Ajlabroui. If a sale is near, then it's full circle for FSG because we're shocking. There's no midfield, and the coaches, what are they doing? Chelsea deserved to win. I don't think Chelsea deserved to win either. I thought Chelsea were equally as shit. They are spending loads of money, and they were still crap. We aren't good. I think it's fair to say we're not as bad. We are not as bad as when Jurgen took over. That I think you maybe a little bit emotional there. There's better players. It's not as bad as that, I think. Although league position might suggest otherwise, but yeah, there was a couple of decisions that I didn't really quite understand. Not sure Harvey Elliott's a left winger. That one was a little bit odd to me, I'll be honest. But yeah, I don't think Chelsea deserved to win. But I think a draw was what the first result. I think it was two very, very poor sides, if truth be told. Noel Mackey, again, YouTube member. Jurgen Klopp's 1,000 games as a manager. Well done. He says he hasn't had 1,000 games managing us. He's had 1,000 games in his whole career. He hasn't managed us for 1,000 yet. But yeah, you're right. Congratulations to the gaffer on reaching that milestone. I'm sure he would have liked to cap it with a win. Wasn't quite able to do that, but yeah. Certainly an achievement of his just to be around for that long. Right then, moving on to Taylor James McCarthy again on Twitter. I can't tell if the positives from this game are just a step in the right direction for us, or is it just because Chelsea are as bad as us. But we take what we can from this one and move on to the next. This should make Chelsea push for Caicedo. This should make the Chelsea push for Caicedo something we should be all over, but I doubt we will. Again, there are a couple of defensively, there are a couple of positives to take, but I'm with you. Were we good? Were Chelsea bad? Was it a combination? And what did we lose in an attacking sense by being better defensively? Maybe a bit, I don't know. Having said that, it's not like Stefan Bajcetic was just sat there and not moving. He was getting about the pitch. And those lads did have individual battles that they had to win. Chelsea loved that long ball to Kai Havertz. And for the most part, I thought Liverpool, whether it was Gomez or Ibu, dealt with that well enough. They've got good players. They're always going to have half chances. And listen, on another day, they could have scored a couple of goals if things, went their way. They brought Mudryk on, and if he had a better first touch at a time, he could have scored. But I say the same for Liverpool. We lacked composure in the final third. Chelsea lacked composure in the final third. So I think a draw was a fair result. Just two bang average football teams playing a bang average football match. That's kind of how I took for that one. Right then, moving back, I wanted to bring. I saw a Discord chat before, and I thought it was really interesting. Where was it? Let me just see if I can find that one very, 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 very quickly. Let's have a little look. Jake, yeah, there we go. Just need to get by this big wall of Brighton, Fulham and Tottenham on the table, and then we can start looking at passing at whoever's next. It's not as far as it looks, as long as we can start burying some shots and getting some confidence back. Yeah, Jake in the Discord there, one of our club legends. The points tally to fourth place as it stands right now, and obviously I'm aware there's football games happening across the Premier League and stuff that I'm not keeping full tabs on, but as it stands, the gap between Liverpool, who are in fourth position, between Newcastle in fourth, 38 points, Liverpool are 9 points behind them. That in itself isn't insurmountable. 9 points, you can go on a run. The issue you've got there is that there's lots of teams. Fulham, Brighton, Tottenham will all be saying the same thing as well. Now, I agree. The aim should be just get clear of Fulham, and if you can, Brighton, who I think are a good team, and then try and get into the six, and then just try and make it a battle with all those. Tottenham, we've seen historically bottle things. Newcastle, this is new for them. It's new for Eddie Howe. It's new for all of them. Who knows how they're going to cope. Man United have been here in the past, but it was a while ago. They've got a new manager. See how things go. So, yeah, but again, that all counts, Jake, on Liverpool being good and getting themselves right and getting themselves in a position where they've got, again, they're within touching distance. If Liverpool are within 6 points, for example, when they get Diaz and Jota, and provided they don't get too many more injuries, they might have a chance. But it's starting to feel like, it's starting to feel like tough sledding. After this, of course, in the league, we go to Wolves, winnable game. We play a derby game against Everton, winnable game. And then we play Newcastle away, which will be a tough game and a big game. If Liverpool can go to St James's Park and win, then absolutely all bets are off. But I couldn't sit here hand on heart right now and say, we're going to beat Wolves, we're going to beat Everton, and we're going to beat Newcastle. If anything, I would put it the other way. I'd say it's unlikely that Liverpool are going to get 9 points from those games, given the situation we found ourselves in currently. So that's where it's all well and good, and this happens when you're a bit of an average. You start looking at the table and go, it's only 9 points, it's only 6 points, it's only 8 points. But you've got to win them points, and you've got to hope the other teams lose. And I've seen nothing at this moment in time probably since the return from that World Cup break, really. I know we won a couple of games. We beat Villa on Boxing Day, of course, and then we beat Leicester, but we weren't great. Then it was Brentford, then it was Wolves draw, then it was the humiliation against Brighton, a tight FA Cup game against Wolves, and now today, there's been nothing in any of those games, really, that makes me think, wow, these lads can go and win 5, 6, 7, 8 in a row. So that's when you start looking at the league table. That's the difference, unfortunately. I hope I'm wrong. I hope I'm proved wrong. But that's kind of where I'm feeling a little bit right now. Let's have a little look. Again, go back to the YouTube, same comments. I'll do it again. 2 clean sheets, the positive, but the midfield wasn't creating. And that's kind of it. It feels like there's a balance that we need to figure out. But it's definitely worth mentioning, and I think it has to be worth mentioning. We are not getting sliced open at will. That's half of a positive. AB1 very quickly on Twitter to finish this up. A point against a struggling Chelsea at Anfield feels like a victory. How times have changed. See, I don't think it does feel like a victory at all. It feels like a defeat to me. I don't think it's a good. I don't know, and I don't think it feels like a good point. Because I think a draw was fair. But you're right. Even against better Chelsea sides, you'd expect Liverpool to win, and at this moment in time, it's hard to expect too much from them. It's tough sledding at the moment. Tough sledding. And then finally, Arslan says the line-up position of the front three in the late subs. It was so obvious, like it was scripted, so frustrating. I had no issue with the midfield, the defending. Obviously, Trent was injured, so I kind of understand that. I've got no issue with him going ahead with Gomez, ahead of Matip. I thought Gomez actually did all right. I think he justified his position for the most part. I'm a big Joel Matip fan, but he wasn't great against Brighton. Up front, no problem with Salah. Gakpo, yeah, you've got to go with. I'm surprised he went with Elliott left wing. I thought he could have got those players in different positions and suited. For example, he could have gone maybe Elliott left, Salah up front. Elliott's on the right, Gakpo on the left, and Salah up front. Perhaps it was an option. I just don't think. I'm not sure. Poor Harvey Elliott's getting moved around. I don't know when he gets loads of stick. He had one game in his best position. I think what might be his best position recently, which was right wing, and he did well against Wolves. And then he's moved across, and the balance was off again. And Gakpo's playing with a different player and a different set of circumstances, and it just did feel like all a little bit predictable. You're right, and I don't think anyone's that surprised that it ended up 0-0 really, because like I say, 2 pretty average teams. Yeah, not ideal if you think about it. Right then, thank you to Manny, who's just joined up as a first team member, by the way. Thank you very much, Manny. You can use your first team membership over on the player rating show. I'm going to head over there very, very shortly at the board. You guys get involved in that one if you're watching live. If you're watching after the fact, of course, do give this video a like. Really does help us out on the channel. Use the comment section below to give any of your thoughts as well. Keep interacting with us on the social channels. And yeah, I'll go for a quick break and I'll be back very, very shortly on the same channel with the player ratings. And then I'll bring Dan Clubb in over on Redmen Plus for the instant match reaction. There's loads of content available from down at Anfield as well, where Chloe and the team are down there. Paul's reaction, got a bit of fan cams, and on Redmen Plus we've got the In the Ground podcast with Chris Pajak. So every single one of your Redmen, hopefully favourites, are in and around the content today. Shame we can't talk about the better result, but that's kind of how the cookie crumbles at the moment in time. Thanks everyone for getting involved in the show. Thanks very, 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 very much. Oh, Manny, I'll give you your members chat. You've just used it. I don't know why, but I feel like the fans have got a little to do with this. I expected the roof to come down today. I can't comment on the Anfield atmosphere because it wasn't there. Maybe if you keep out on the other channels, Chloe or Paul might have mentioned something of it. Maybe it was nervy. We watched the game on mute. It's impossible for me to know. But yeah, maybe it wasn't a raucous atmosphere. It was cold. Maybe everyone was freezing to death. But yeah, thanks for being a member, mate. Really do appreciate it. Anyway, thanks, guys. I'm off for a quick break and I'll be back with the play rating show very, very shortly. Take care and I'll see you all soon.
Each and every single month, you could be entered into a prize draw for, generally speaking, some signed Liverpool memorabilia. You just need to be a club legend at redmenplus.com. Honestly, we've given away some absolute belters over the last year and a half, and you could be the next winner.